Hello, welcome to Yoga with Allie, Salt Yoga and Wellness, LLC. Today I am going to take you through a nice release for the hamstrings and the butt. Here in Ketchum, Idaho, we're doing a lot of hiking, biking, anything and everything active, but I also know that this can benefit people who are in any state, in any part of the world, just anyone who's active or even sitting, because if you sit, those muscles are also getting tight. So if you have a desk job, this is also a wonderful flow to do before you go to bed in the morning, and if you're just really freaking sore right now. So get on your mat and let's begin. Starting in a standing position, feet are hips width apart. Let's just begin to warm up the spine. Inhale, arms sweep up, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, bend the knees forward, fold. A nice stretch in the hamstrings. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, contract the pelvic floor as you rise up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Let's go 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, stack 1 vertebrae up at a time. And exhale, hands to heart. Stepping to the front of the mat now. Feet are hips width apart. Inhale here. Exhale, step back with the left foot. So we're gonna place our feet onto 2 ski poles. Parallel the feet with the sides of the mat. You might feel a little pigeon-toed here. It's because we're trying to work true alignment. So inhale here, square the hips, and then level the hips. So take the hands to the bony protrusions, contract the pelvic floor so that the tailbone lengthens down. And now press through the left heel. You'll notice a really nice stretch along the calves. So trying to warm up the calves here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale to prepare, engage in on the inner thighs, and then exhale, step up, and let's step back now with the right foot. Level out the hips, check the feet, make sure they're running parallel with the mat. Square the hips and then level the hips. Contract the pelvic floor. You'll notice as soon as you do that, a nice stretch along the hip flexor of the right leg. Inhale. And exhale. Extending through on the back heel. You might not be able to touch the heel, that's fine, as long as you are trying to press that tack down into the mat. You'll notice a really nice stretch. Engage in on the inner thighs. Option to extend the right palm up, little side stretch over to the left. Inhale. And exhale. Let's go 1 more breath. Inhale to prepare. And then exhale, engage in on the thighs, and step up to front. We're going to take this dynamically now. So inhale to prepare, and then exhale, step back with the left foot. Inhale here, and then exhale, step back up. Inhale and exhale, back. So inhale, hold, and then exhale, execute. Inhale, pause. And then exhale, step back. So we're really trying to warm up the calves and the hip flexors here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Take your time. Stability before mobility. I'd rather have you go slower with correct function than moving quickly and then working in the wrong muscles. So remember, we're trying to release the fascial tissue. We're trying to work out the tight muscles here. And exhale. So now we're just taking it dynamically to start to really warm up and pump the blood through the muscles. And exhale, good. Let's go 2 more times each side. Option, once again, to raise the arm. That'll really lengthen the muscle in the stretch here. But if you notice you're a little bit too wobbly for that, then maybe that move is not for you today. Kind of gives you something to work up towards. It's also humbling. Yesterday, maybe I could have done this, but today I can't. So just take that into consideration. Good. Last time each side. Look how my knee is over my ankle. Relax the rib cage down. Standing here, inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Start to lengthen out the knees and just bend and extend the knees here, warming up the hamstrings. Hamstrings actually attach from the sitting bones and then drape over and attach right over the back of the knee. And so as soon as I start to, my lower back hunches here. So if I get a nice bend in the knees, I'm actually going to really start to stretch the body of the hamstring, the big muscle, meaty part. If I'm going right here, I'm just going to start to stretch in the back of the knees, and I'm not really getting the true hamstring stretch. Now eventually I'll start to be able to lengthen out, but it's not for me today. My lower back is really tight as well as my hamstrings, so I'm here today. Not the head, yes, shake the head, no, inhale. And then exhale, stack one vertebrae up at a time. Inhale, arms rise up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Step back now with the left foot, not a huge stride. Level out the hips. I'm just going to creep my right foot forward just a tad. And now the right knee is going to come over the ankle. I'm just going to start to bend and extend in the left knee. Shoulders are square, relax the shoulders away from the ears. So I'm just bending and extending the left knee. You know, whether you just got done with a bike race or you walk a lot of tightness is in the calves. So it's almost like I'm just kind of stepping on that gas pedal to warm up the calves here, the gas track. Step back up. Let's go ahead and do opposite leg. So feet are running parallel with the mat. This is going to feel very awkward, I know. Contract the pelvic floor, engaging on the inner thighs, starting to bend and extend that right knee now. Keeping the front leg stable, left knee over left ankle for more support. One leg might be tighter than the other, so I'm going to encourage you to go back to your tighter side. Good. And then coming back up to standing position. Inhale, arms rise up. Keep the body moving. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale here. Exhale, step back now with the left foot. Square the hips, level the hips, and now I'm going to send the hips back. I'm going to actually step my left foot forward a bit, so standing half split. And I'm going to start to extend the right leg. Taking the left hand, press the left hip back, relaxing on the rib cage, and keep the feet stamping down into the mat. Now this is really getting a nice hamstring stretch here. Keep the hips level. So I'm continuing to pull the left hip back, and then breathe. Welcome in the breath. Inhaling through the nose, and exhale through the nose. Inhale now, engaging on the inner thighs. Inhale, rise, and then exhale, send the hips back. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, rise. Inhale, sit back. So now we're moving on each breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So making sure to continue engaging on the inner thighs and really imagining this stretch starting to really work itself out. Inhale, I'm sending, I'm hinging from the hips. Sitting bones are like headlights that are aiming to look out towards the back wall. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do two more. Inhale. Take note of where the knees are going. So you want the knees to be looking forward. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And then exhale, we come back up. Inhale to prepare. And then exhale, step up with the left foot. Kind of wiggle out the legs here. Take note of how that right leg is feeling. And what is the left leg saying to you now? Right now, my left leg is feeling a little bit numb, almost dead, not alive. Well, I haven't really gotten a lot of that blood work moving there. So now standing back into Tadasana, I'm going to step back with the left foot, not a huge stride, remember. Feet are on 2 water skis. Sides of the feet are running parallel with the mat. This feels awkward. Take the hands to the hips. So the bony protrusions, the hip bones, and the pubis bone are going to be parallel with the wall in front of you. Leveling out the hips, inhale to prepare, and then exhale, I'm going to hinge from the hips. My sitting bones are aiming to look back towards the back wall, but then I engage and zip up on the rib cage, taking my left hand now and extending the left hip back as I start to sit the hips back. Once again, a really nice hamstring stretch here. I have to switch legs. I think I just did the same leg twice. So we should have our right leg back, and we're having a hamstring stretch in the left leg. Sorry about that. Inhale to prepare, and exhale to engage. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Now let's take this dynamically. So now inhale, engage on the inner thighs, and then exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Good, one leg might be tighter than the other, so just take note of that, going back to your tighter side. And exhale, just a 411. I'm trying a new video regime here, so my phone is still sending me reminders that I have to go to Catch 'em Live tonight. Apparently they have a good band there, so just to let you guys know. And then exhale. Good. So one more time. Inhale. Good. Really lengthen through the crown of the head and through the tailbone. And then exhale, engage on the inner thighs. Rise up. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, arms, rise up. And then exhale, forward fold. Just noticing maybe the hamstrings start to warm up and release here. Good. And now slowly start to step the feet out a little bit wider than the hips. Getting a nice little squat here. Bringing in one knee. Not only a nice twist, but just a good transition from standing to our tabletop. Getting a nice release in the Achilles tendons. Let's come down now onto tabletop position. So from our tabletop, hands are underneath the shoulders. Nice big starfish hands, so pressing into all 10 knuckles. Knees are underneath the hips. Folds of the elbows forward so I'm not rounding in the shoulders. Inhale to prepare. And now exhale, let's start to send the hips up, dropping in the abdomen. Roll the shoulders back, chin looks up, inhale. And then exhale, start to curl the tailbone under, riding the wave, one vertebrae at a time, chin to chest, inhale. And then exhale, coming through the bunny hole. So just starting to move fluidly, keeping the spine alive. Following the breath. And then exhale. As you contract on the pelvic floor, you feel this rising sensation. That's your true core working here. Inhale. And then exhale. Good. Go ahead and send the hips and the head over to the left. Inhale. and then come back through center, over to the left, inhale, and then exhale. Good. Stepping the hands out a little bit in front of the shoulders now. Inhale, bring the left knee into the chest, step the left leg forward, square the hips off, and then curl the right toes under, lift the knee up, engaging on the inner thighs as we rise up into a deep lunge. So now I'm just gonna check to make sure that my feet are still running parallel. I'm on 2 water skis. I'm going to uncurl the back toes, taking the left hand into the left hip fold, squaring off the hips. Inhale now. We're gonna move the pelvis forward. Hips stay parallel with the wall. Option to raise the right hand. Inhale. And then exhale, we're gonna come back up. So arm can come up or stay here at heart center. Inhale and exhale. So once again, opening up the hip flexor. Hands can also remain at the hips. So inhale, we're pressing that easy button forward. And then exhale, I'm contracting the pelvic floor, engaging on the inner thighs to rise. Inhale. Now, no letting the gut kind of fall out here. That's really going to cram the lower back. So it's important that we maintain the integrity of pelvis neutral. And exhale. Good, let's go 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Now I'm going to send the hips all the way back. If you have blocks might be a good option. Into a half split. I'm anchoring down on the left heel. I can also be without the blocks here, but then I start to round. So blocks, books, whatever you have. Good. Toes are aiming to point up towards the ceiling, but be where you are. If you're still pretty tight in the calves, you know, just find what feels good. Find where it works for you. Keeping the left hip pulling back. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Just keep the sitting bones anchoring back towards that wall. So as soon as we start to round here, yes, I still feel this stretch, but now I'm really collapsing in the lower back. So I want to continue lengthening in the spine. And exhale. Good. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, send the hands forward, lift up on the right leg, stepping the left foot back into plank, pause here. Inhale, drop the hips to the left. Exhale, zip up through center. Inhale, drop the hips to the right. Exhale, zip up through center. Bring now the right knee into the chest, step the right knee forward, lower down in the left leg. And now we're just going to engage on the inner thighs, rise the body up. Taking the right hand to the right hip fold, pull the right hip back to level the hips, contract the pelvic floor to tuck the tailbone down. We're just gonna breathe here first. Noticing a nice lengthening in the left hip flexor. Inhale and exhale, good. Now we're gonna take this dynamically. So inhale, we're just gonna rise up, slightly. And then exhale, we're hitting that easy button. The easy button is not up here. The easy button is right in front of you on the wall. So we're not trying to arch in the lower back. So that means you might not be able to go as far, but you're actually working the true muscles. Option to lift and rise through the left fingertips. And then exhale back up. So inhale forward, and then exhale, come back up. Inhale, release. Exhale, engage. Inhale, release. And then exhale, engage. Inhale, release. You're doing good. Exhale. Let's go 2 more times. Inhale. And then exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And then exhale. Now we're gonna send the hips all the way back. This is a really tight spot for me. Whew, I feel this for sure. And I'm going to square the hips off if I need to come to blocks here. One moment. I look frozen on here. It says it's still going. We will find out. And then exhale. Life's a dance, you learn as you go. Comment if you know who sings that song. Good. GoPro. And then exhale, good. Come back up to center. Curl the left toes under, send the right foot back. Inhale and plank, pause. And then exhale. Inhale, drop the hips to the left. Exhale, zip up. Inhale, drop the hips to the right. Exhale, zip up. Send the knees down. Send the hips back, devotional. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. Pause here. Sitting back into devotional. Sitting the body back into devotional. Good, really wiggle the sitting bones back. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, breathe into the back body. And then exhale, contract everything in like you're squeezing out a sponge. Plant the hands down. Inhale, come up through a rounded cat position. Cross the right foot over the left ankle. And then we're slowly gonna make our way down onto the back and grab for your strap. Take your time. Awesome. Taking the hands to the knees. Pelvis is neutral with the ceiling now, so there's a lower arch in the lower back. Start to just draw little circles into the ceiling and then go ahead and reverse. Good. Now go ahead and plant the feet down into the mat. Just lift the hips up here. Roll the right shoulder under, followed by the left shoulder. Inhale, left leg rises. And then exhale, cross the left ankle over the right knee. And just pause here. Notice how this feels. Pressing the left hand into the left knee. Inhale and exhale. Inhale now. Bring the right thigh towards the body. And now this is where a strap might come in handy. Either taking the strap behind the right knee and gently guiding the thigh in, or you can take the hands and then pressing the left elbow into the left knee and then start to tip the pelvis down towards the floor. So that's when this stretch is really gonna become juicy. You can maybe rock on the sacrum, back and forth here. So the lower back is not touching the mat here. You are simply on the sacrum and that space in between the two bony protrusions in the back versus in the front now. So just kind of rocking back and forth here. This is an excellent release for the lower back. So remain here, nice deep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And then go ahead and simply lower the right leg down. Extend the left heel up. Point the toes up towards the ceiling and then up towards the nose. Go ahead and drop. Let's go right to the opposite side. So inhale now, right leg rises. Right heel presses towards the ceiling. And then exhale, just go ahead. Right ankle over left knee. Pause and notice here. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. Option to grab for the strap now, or begin to bring the right thigh or the left thigh towards the body. Left elbow can press into the left thigh to help square the hips out. Now this is definitely my tighter side. You might notice this as well. Once again, either pause the video and stay a little bit longer here, or just go ahead and keep the video rolling and stay in this position. So nice deep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. I would recommend staying here for at least 5 minutes and breathe and continue to bring the two bony protrusions towards the mat. So we start to get lazy here and the lower back kind of slumps into the mat, taking away from the stretch. Keeping the shoulders stamping down into the mat. Spine is neutral, so long neck here, chin to chest. And we continue to pull the sitting bones towards the mat. So for me, I would probably need my strap today. Like I said, for some reason this side is super tight. You might want to start to rock back and forth. This should feel good, kind of like a good pain. Is that such a thing? Good. No numbing or tingling. So if you do start to notice numbing in the bent leg, take the strap and just roll the right thigh muscle out. So you see how I'm just strapping below here? So some of that tissue might start to cut off nerves. We don't want that. One more breath here. Inhale. And then exhale, gently bring the left foot back down into the mat. Inhale, right heel now kisses towards the mat. Toes towards the ceiling. Inhale. And then toes towards the nose. Exhale. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Nose to knees. Good. Let's go ahead now and press the knees away from the chest towards the ceiling. Lower arch is active in the back. And now let's open up the knees like a book. Inhale. And then exhale, bring them into the chest. So inhale, press them away. And then exhale, down and around. Inhale. Exhale, open, down and around. Inhale, press away together. Exhale, open, down and around. Let's go ahead and reverse that circle now. So now inhale, in and out. And then exhale together and back towards the chest. So inhaling and exhaling. Just giving each hip individual circles into the ceiling. Really opening up this sticky area for us all day. We are just walking in one direction and sitting in one direction. And all the high schoolers are thinking about one direction right now. Let's continue. And exhale. One last little hug. And then extend the left heel out to the left corner of the mat. Right heel out to the right corner. Lift the hips up, set them back down. Roll the right shoulder under, followed by the left shoulder. As we start to settle down into our Shavasana. Relaxing in the ankles. The hips. Noticing the rising and the falling of the belly. Relaxing the right hand, right shoulder, left hand, left shoulder. Relax the jaw. Relax the eyes. Maybe cover the eyes up with your headband or an eye pillow or your eyelids. And just remain here, letting go now of the breath, letting go of your thoughts, your tight areas, your loosened areas. Giving the body time to absorb the practice here. Stillness. Slowly now start to twinkle the fingertips and the toes. Inhale, upright new breath into this body. And then exhale as we start to bring the knees gently into the chest. Just giving yourself a little smile here. And then rocking the knees off towards whatever side feels comfortable. Using the hand to help bring the body up into a seated position. Moving the flesh from the sitting bones as we gently come back up. Bringing the hands to heart center. Inhaling gratitude. And exhale excellence. Just sounded good. I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me on your mat today and for joining me on my first experience with the GoPro. I hope it worked. It looks frozen on here, but like I said, these are my beginnings. So have a wonderful day. Namaste.